Hi guys, Banana Guy here, and let me introduce to you guys a new game called Dfiance. This is a new game after all, so you might not have heard of it. So let me tell you guys more about it. This is a new free-to-play card game full of interesting strategies, cards to collect, and more. And here's what makes this game special. The cards are limited collectibles, meaning each card you earn throughout the game has value to them. There's also tournaments as well for you to test out your interesting strategies and get amazing prizes from them. I'm also going to be showcasing some gameplays for you guys to check out. Big thanks to the team behind Dfiance for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So guys, before I jump into the gameplay, I am going to be showcasing some of the cards from my deck so that you can have a better understanding of the gameplay and the mechanics of the game. So for each card, there will be a mana system. If you can see on the blue icon of this card, that this card costs 3 mana to play, and each card has their own power as well, as this card has 1 power. So you would get to play this card for 3 mana, and this card will have 1 power to contest a lane. As how the gameplay works in Dfiance is there's 3 lanes in each game that you will need to control, and you need to accumulate as much power as possible in each lane so that you can beat your opponent. After 10 turns, who has the most points will evidently win the game. So as this card, for example, this card costs 3 mana and has 1 power, but has a on deploy effect. On deploy effect is when you play the card or when it comes into play by any sort of effects, and it gives +2 attack to an ally. So there's some sort of synergy to each of the cards. Some cards buff other cards, some cards use other cards to prop abilities. And in Dfiance, you also have 3 different types of cards as well. You have your hero cards, which are cards that you can only put 1 of in your deck. And you have units, which is basically the cards that you're going to be playing to try to contest the board by accumulating as much power as possible and have certain synergies with certain cards as well to do certain combos. And you also have your spells, which in this deck, I am not running any spells, but you also have certain spells like this card, for example. A 3 mana spell that chooses a row and deals 2 damage to all units and heroes on this, and the opposite, which allows you to create interesting and unique decks. So for now, I'm going to be playing a very simple deck so you guys can try to understand more about the gameplay itself instead of the individual cards. As in this game, there's a lot of different cards with different unique keywords that either destroys, buffs, or draws cards that does synergize well with certain decks. But right now I'm going to be playing a very simple discard aggro deck that I've created so that you could understand the game better. So in this deck, what you're aiming to do is basically discard as much card as possible to keep on cycling your deck, and as well as discard certain cards that would also prop certain abilities. So for example, Bounty Hunter. This card has the keyword Lawyer that it would deploy itself with +2 attack when discarded. You basically want to use cards that discard other cards, like this Bounty Hunter for example, and it would deploy itself, trying to aggro down your opponent as soon as possible with your high attack units. For example, this card is a 1 mana card that on deploy has an ability called You Can Discard a Card and Gain 4 Power. So you would play this on turn 1, discard let's say a Bounty Hunter that it would deploy itself as well. You would immediately have a 5 attacking unit with another unit on tag as well to try to accumulate as much points as possible to beat your opponents. So this deck is all about discarding your cards, drawing more cards, potentially summoning more units as well, try to swarm the board and try to beat your opponent as soon as possible to try to gain as much point to win the game. So let's jump right into it, shall we? At the start of each game, you actually get to choose up to 2 cards to discard and redraw. So for now, I don't really need to discard anything. I'll just skip for now. I don't need to discard anything, since this hand is pretty good actually. So this is your mana, right? Each card has their own mana system. This is your mana right here. You have 3 lanes that you need to take care of and worry about. So for example, I'm going to be deploying you over here on the middle lane, and then discard a card, right? I'm going to be discarding you, deploy you for free, and then buff you. So this is how you would basically play your turn. You'll be playing cards that has certain abilities that would prop. So for my deck, this is a discard deck after all. I'll be discarding cards in my hand to deploy them to try to fight as aggressively as possible, since as you can see, I'm just playing pure stats. There's just buff up units, and see how in the early game my opponent only has 1 power and I've already have 11. I'm already contesting the middle and the right lane as well. So some certain cards also has a tap ability, where for example I would play this, right, and I can click the card to add a certain spell, a token spell by the way, to my hand. So But it does have a cooldown though of 2 turns, so after 2 turns you then get to do it again, so keep that in mind. So now I can play the spell, but I'm just gonna pass my turn, there's no rush. So that's fine, he's just drawing, that's alright for me. He's gonna reduce someone's power and buff it up, that's fine. So again, he's trying to fight back on board in the middle lane, which is fine. I'm most likely gonna be playing this one, since this gives +4 attack, this only gives +3, definitely play the bigger one. In the middle, I'm gonna be discarding you. So I'm just gonna pass here, again, trying to contest the middle and the right lane since there's nothing to worry about on the left lane for now. It's fine. Oh, he's gonna be stealing one of my units now, okay, that's fine. He only stole that, so that's okay with me. Oh, I have another card again. Press U, tap U to add a spell to my hand. I think I'll play another one, why not? Just get as much value as possible. Okay, a lot of good cards. I think I'm gonna be cycling now. Draw a card. I guess I can discard you, you're not that useful. Again, draw a card. Now this is pretty good. You see how I immediately drew into a card that wants to be discarded? I can immediately discard you, summon you on board, and try to fight for the middle lane again. So you see how this is the total power, by the way, of your whole board. I have 25 power and my opponent only has 8. Oh, so as well as you see, your opponent can destroy your unit, which is basically your power, right? For each unit that destroyed, you will also reduce your power, or your total power at least. So for now, I think I'm gonna again prop draw, pretty good top deck, again discard you, deploy you, pretty nice. I think I'll try to fight the left lane now, since I did top deck into a pretty good card that on deploy discards a card, buffs it by +4 attack, and then destroys by dealing 4 damage to the opposing side, which is pretty good. That's fine. I am just trying to be as aggressively as possible. See how I'm just cycling my board, cycling my hand. Just draw a card. I think I discard you, you're not that useful for now. Yep, again I'll just prop the draw again. See what I draw into, pretty nice. I'm gonna discard you so I can deploy you. And I think I'm fine here, again I can pass. There's no need to play you, because as well as if you have no cards to discard, you won't actually prop the on deploy ability. So you don't want to just play a discard card by itself, you need something to discard. So pretty good top deck. As you can see, this card, this says deploy with +4 attack when discarded, so pretty good draw. Definitely gonna try to fight the right lane, I guess. Sure, why not? Discard you, summon you. Pretty good if you ask me.
Fire will cleanse you.
See, my total power is around 38 and he only has 15. This is why this deck is so good, by the way. You just try to play as much power as you can. See how I can prop the ability from my units again, since they are out of cooldown right now. I did top that into another one. I think I'll discard a spell here. I'll play you most definitely over here. Tap you over again, get me a spell. And since there is one more turn, I am gonna pass here. Again, there's no rush. Draw another card. And he didn't do anything, I guess. Sure. So I am gonna draw, see what I draw into. That's fine. I am gonna be discarding you. And I'm gonna be playing you on the left lane. Try to contest that again. Discard you and try to deal damage by killing a unit over here. So see how this game, the gameplay works is that it's very fast paced, right? If you have a few minutes on your break, you can just go into this Dfiance game and just play and have fun. So that was pretty good. I am going to be playing another round to showcase the deck and the gameplay again. So let's go right into it. So again, you get to choose 2 cards to discard and redraw. This hand is pretty good, so I don't think I need to discard anything. So turn 1, definitely play this card, right? Because you want to just play your on-tap ability as soon as possible so you can get past the cooldown, right? Because the cooldown is going to be the most annoying part about these cards. So he plays that, that's fine. So next turn I already get to use the ability, right? Which is what I want. I think I can definitely contest that lane right now. I'll play you over here with 3 power. Definitely discard you so I can deploy you. The middle is fine, so you have 6 attack here. Then I would play the spell here, but I don't think I need to. I can just play it as slow as possible since he's not fighting for board at this point.
Time for a big bang.
That's fine. He's playing some sort of spell deck, which is a-okay for me. I guess again, you see how I can immediately just prop this ability, which is amazing. Just continuously cycling my deck, right? Okay. I guess since you would be deployed, I guess I can easily play you. He did on enter, right? So now I can destroy foe with 2 attacks. So I guess I'll kill you. And then I think that's fine. I can just pass here. There's no need to use mana, by the way. I'm okay with this. And this dice give you a hero plus 5 attack, that's fine. Draw again. Now I have 6 mana. I get to deploy this. I think this is definitely worth it, right? I'll deploy you over here, try to contest the left lane. I'll discard you, try to snipe this card because this card does gain +1 attack whenever you play a spell. Definitely want to prioritize these sort of effects where they have indefinite scaling. Definitely just draw again, see what I draw into. Pretty good card. I guess I'll discard the weaker one and then play you over here to again try this fight the left lane, right? To try to accumulate as much point as possible so I can beat my opponent here. He's also playing some sort of discard deck, right? He played this card, that's fine. Again, I can tap you, draw a card, why not? Amazing. For now, I don't have any cards that I want to discard, so I'm fine passing here. I am currently in the lead right now. This is already turn 5, so I'm okay passing here. I still have enough time to fight back on board if he does play some sort of crazy cards. That's fine. Another one, amazing. I like seeing the tap cards, right? Because you can just get as much value with them as possible. I am gonna use one of the spells here. I have some pretty good cards here. I guess I'll discard you. You're not that good for now. And I'll just pass again. That's fine. When it dies, always strike immediate attack. That's okay. Again, I'm still in the lead. Tap you again, get a free spell. Look at this deck, man. It's so aggressive. Again, get to play you. Draw a card, discard a card, summon you on board, fight the lane. This is amazing. I get to play you on board. Definitely discard you, I guess. You're not that good. And buff it up. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Then pass, yeah. Now there's only 2 more turns that I need to be worried about. That he could potentially come back. But it doesn't seem like he's going to. Look at this tempo swing right here. I'm just trying to be as aggressive as possible, right? Oh, another good top deck. Discard you, summon you. Look at this, that's amazing. Definitely play you on board now. I'm just gonna discard you. Let's try to buff up my units again since there's only 2 more turns left. He only has 17 power. I have 44 power. Again, man, I'm just crazy with it, man. I'm just drawing into those cards that I want to discard, which is amazing. Definitely discard you, summon you. I'll just pass. There's no rush. Sure, that's fine. Destroys a unit, which I'm okay with. Another good draw. I like the spell so much, right? Because it allows me to cycle my deck as quickly as possible. Fine. Actually, I don't want to discard you, right? Because if I discard you, it'll kind of clog the lane of the right side. So I'm just gonna discard another one. Now this is a card that I want to discard, right? It has 4 power, which is much better than the 2 power one. Do this, discard you, get 4 power, and looks like I'm good here, right? There's nothing I need to do. I could play this again, but there's no need to. At this point, I've completely crushed his hopes and dreams, and he's done, right? There's nothing he could do to come back at this point. I don't think so, at least. Yep, he's done. Another easy win with a discard deck. I won with 80 points and he only had 29. That's embarrassing for him. Alright guys, that wraps up our first look at Dfiance. I hope you guys enjoyed the sneak peek and gameplay of this new amazing game, and huge thanks again to the team behind Dfiance for sponsoring today's video. And if you like what you saw, make sure to hit the like button and let me know in the comments of what you think about the game and if there's any specific content you would like to see me covering for this game as well. Hopefully, you'll get a chance to try Dfiance out for yourself and experience the fun firsthand by creating interesting decks and testing out interesting mechanics about the game. Thank you for watching. Banagai out.